live now. We are very excited to have you with us for today's live conversation here. And if you are tuning in later via the replay or podcast version, a warm hello to you as well. I am Mari-Liis Vaher, and I'm here with my brilliant co founder, Laura Kukemelk.
Whoop whoop. Hi.
So, we have been working side by side for over 10 years. Yeah,
Mhm.
now with the last 5 years focused on building powerful marketers and supporting professionals worldwide. And before we dive in, we would love to make this conversation here today interactive. If you're watching live, feel free to comment or ask questions as we go. And even if you're watching the recording or listening to the recording, please still share your thoughts because we do go back and read every comment because we all grow so much when we learn from each other um, and from each other experiences, of course, as well. So, Laura, do you want to kick things off and maybe share a bit about how this journey started for us?
Journey of us. How
Yeah.
lovely. Well, it started in 2014, so 10 plus years ago. And I was, I think, 21 years old when I came to work for you as an
Mhm.
assistant because I was studying marketing and business in the university, and it was my final year. And then life presented me with this wonderful opportunity to come and learn from you. And you were, I think you just, had your second child. So you were like,
He was like a month
yeah, so
only old or
thinking
something.
back, you were like a crazy person. Like, why did you come back to work so soon? And also, why did you want to like take on like a student and then teach her like everything? But of course, I'm very thankful that you did that because over the years, I grew from like an assistant to then we started doing like these marketing services for different companies
Mhm.
and then what I really appreciated also was that I was able to, build my career because as a young person, you really want to, advance. So like
Mhm.
from a marketing assistant to like a marketing specialist to like a marketing project manager or something
Project
like that.
manager.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I felt like, oh, I'm like on a very good path with you, and I
Mhm.
think we also did very well with those services clients because we got more and more clients. Also, the team grew a
Mhm.
lot.
Mhm.
So I felt like we were like not on top of the world, but we were doing very well
Mhm.
until one day.
And what happened then on
I
that
always
one
love,
day?
yeah, telling that story. One day everything changed.
And it was
It was International
Women's
Women's
Day.
Day,
Mhm.
March 8th, and 2018.
18.
And what happened, I mean, I was still quite young, 24 or 25. And, as a young person, you're always a bit anxious. And then I remember you saying like, oh, I want to like talk to you something about something after work, like stay here. And I was like, oh, I'm fired. But I wasn't fired. And actually, you made a very interesting proposal to me. You and also your husband, who was a co-founder of your previous business, that okay, let's try something completely new. Let's go to Spain. Let's move to Spain, and let's try to think of a new business idea or a new way that excites us all. And you didn't promise me anything, and I still came.
I think what I promised was that the weather is warm at least.
Yeah, you did promise that. And then we had a couple of fun years in Spain,
Mhm.
and we developed the signature Puff Marketer program, which is the 5-step
Mhm.
framework that we will also cover today.
Mhm.
And then we launched our online course. And then from there, we went to coaching. And from there, we went to community building. And here we are.
Yeah, here we are. Long story short, but
Pretty much, yeah. But what has been your favorite moment or like a memorable moment during our 10 plus years together?
well, definitely it's the times when we were back there in Spain
Mm.
because we were sitting by the pool, just dreaming together that, excuse me, just dreaming big and building this 5 steps framework. Because let's be honest, it took us at least a year or even two
Mhm.
to really make it a comprehensive and step by step guide so that it would be logical to follow. And of course, we didn't know where it would lead, but we believed in it and we believed in each other. And I think that's what made that work so well because mm, we we both are very hardworking individuals, but I think that the match is very good because we are very different
Mhm.
in the best ways, of course. Meaning that while I'm the visionary, the speaker and run before I walk person, uh, then you are this planner and you're very calm and you think all the processes before we jump into something, which is a great because we balance each other, I
Yeah,
think.
you're the accelerator and I'm the brake pedal.
Yeah, that's very well said. And it's like what we also teach that no one wins alone.
Mhm.
And I think we are a living proof of that ourselves. So, yeah, speaking of highlights of the journey, I think putting together this signature framework of these 5 pillars, which will soon be published also as a book over here. If you're watching video, then it's here on the background. And these are the steps we will discuss today.
Yep, excited. And hello to Laura Kassin and Kristel Pelmas.
Oh, hi. Thank you for being here. And make sure to comment and ask your questions as we
Yes,
go.
yes. Okay, so where
Moving
shall
on.
we start? So before we get into the pillars, what's something, Mari-Liis, you believe that most people in marketing would probably disagree with?
Well, I believe that marketing is more important than sales. I know it sounds crazy or
Mhm.
maybe even bold, but I think when the sales is closing deals, then marketing beforehand builds these relationships that makes this deal even possible.
Mhm.
And that's why I love to say that I think marketing is more important. And most people don't agree with me, at least at first, when I say it out. So, because without the trust and without attention and without consistent communication, there's no sales that can be made, let's be
Mhm.
honest. So marketing is, in a way, it's a long game that makes this short wins, aka sales, happen.
True. Amen.
Amen to that. But let's go to the first step, shall
Yeah,
we?
which is mindset.
Yeah, mindset. Well, when we started this journey, building the 5 steps together, we always knew that the mindset should be the first one, right? We
Mhm.
didn't have any doubts here, I think, and because we we know that success in marketing or in business, as a general, doesn't start with tactics. It always begins with you
Mhm.
as a person, right? So that's why I think this first step is very very important because if your mindset isn't strong, if you're not balanced, if you are not mm, thinking through why you're doing things and how to do and what is important and what is not important, then I would say no strategy or any marketing tool will actually work for you. And I think at least I have seen it firsthand myself. Brilliant marketers burning out themselves simply because they actually never made this space to, I don't know, reset, reflect,
Mhm.
breathe. Let's be honest, right? But oftentimes, as we love to say, that marketers are like hamsters in a wheel, right?
Mhm.
Or like they're acting like a firefighters. They should do everything as they hear about things happening. So for me, I think this first chapter is also deeply personal because I have lived it. from burnout to breakthroughs myself. And what I have learned is that clarity and this resilience and how you manage your energy, those are like the real foundations uh, of being this greatest marketer of the world, really. But
Yeah.
what's for you? I mean, what is the fundamental like a idea that has really, I don't know, transformed you or your mindset over the decade we have spent together?
Yeah, great question. And yeah, I completely agree with you in terms that mindset is like the foundation of
Hmm.
everything. And I didn't always get that. I mean, if you say mindset or like a personal development, it sounds a bit like woohoo. Like I don't need to like work on my mindset. I want to be like a I don't know
Hmm.
great at marketing. Like why should I set my time for something else other than I don't know excelling my skills. But I also learned it very quickly that if you don't have this strong mindset
Hmm.
and also strong belief in yourself, then it's very easy to fall down or feel uh, unsatisfied with
Hmm.
your work results because you can't enjoy it if you're always like bringing yourself down. And I think um, I am like a very average person. Like most people, I also tend to think negatively. Like my default setting is to think negatively or be anxious about
Hmm.
situations and think like, oh, people are out to get me. Like, oh, they are like personally against me,
Hmm.
even though they are not. And this is something that I have learned with more experience. That when someone writes me an email and just says, okay without like saying hello, thank you Laura very much for this beautiful proposal, like they are not mad at me. They are just quick and efficient. But at first I didn't know that, and I took everything quite personally, even if
Hmm.
I didn't have to take it so personally. And also I don't know, when you maybe were direct with me, I always like felt, oh, something's wrong with me, or
Hmm.
something like that.
Hmm.
So what really helped me grow was actually affirmations, which also you suggested. And at first I thought that, okay, that's weird. Because you said to me like, oh, go home and take a blank A4 page and write down like um, based on different categories, like I don't know, based
Hmm.
on appearance or work or your goals, like write down things that you don't believe right now, but you would like to believe, and that would be true, and write them down as if they were already true.
Hmm.
So I wrote them down, and then I was like, okay, reading it out loud, like, I am beautiful, I am capable, I am powerful.
Sounds like crazy person.
Yeah, it was so weird at first. I was
I
like,
know.
okay, this is never going to work. But I did it. I did it
Hmm.
for many, many months. And at some point, I did feel like, okay, something has changed. And at some point, I didn't have to do it anymore, like every single day.
Hmm.
But at times when I felt down, then I did go back to that. So that definitely helped. So my tip for anyone listening is that if you feel like there's something limiting you, I don't know, if you're believing, let's say that I'm not worthy of getting like this big break or this big success, then just keep repeating it to yourself that I am worthy, and then you will receive more opportunities.
Hmm.
And another thing that was really helpful to me was starting to like work like on those aspects of myself, so like reading books, listening to
Hmm.
podcasts, listening to audiobooks and stuff like that, because you can learn through your own experience for sure, but you can also learn from others.
Hmm.
So I would say these two for
I think
sure.
that's very strong, especially the way you have built your self confidence over the years, and I have seen that working and also living next to you,
Yeah.
that you have done some hard work with yourself, and it has worked out very well for you, for
Yeah,
sure.
and yeah, it's exactly like
Hmm.
going to the gym and working your
Hmm.
muscles. You also have to work your brain and
Brain
mindset.
muscles.
Yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
And I also want to add one more thing.
Yeah.
Like if your mind, like mindset and everything is good to go, then the second step is definitely like taking action. So like building those
Mhm.
positive habits, whether it's like a positive habit of reading a book regularly, or positive habit of going out for a walk, or
Mhm.
knowing what works for your mental health, and then you can maintain this good level of mindset.
And we talk about these positive habits in the first chapter because we talk about 888 principle,
Yes.
which is where we talk about how to be most efficient during the 8 hour workday,
Mm-hmm.
because you shouldn't do extra hours every day because that only leads to burnout.
Mm-hmm.
And what we also cover in the book um, is something we call MIP time. And MIP sounds like VIP, but it stands for most important person, which is you, of course, yourself. It's about creating this intentional space in your day to think, to focus, to breathe instead of always reacting to what is urgent. So, and we also share affirmations to our book launch team members
Mm-hmm.
because already have them with me. I don't think we have already shared them, but we will share. It is planned out already, and that really ties directly to into this principle that we also share. Hurry slowly.
Mm-hmm.
And here's a reminder for the marketers: growth doesn't happen when you push harder or when you stay busy with small tasks every day, right? It happens when you slow down with a purpose. You get clear on what actually matters for your marketing so that it is aligned with your business goals. And of course, last but not least, you have to protect your own energy because that's when you start making real progress. So that's what the first chapter is all about, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
And we have also created a free productivity guide for our listeners. So this includes, this is actually available on our website right now, and it includes the actual tools and habits we have used to build this 5 step framework without burning out, of course. So we will drop the link in the comments, right, Laura? Yes.
Yes, I will drop it.
Yeah, and if you want to check it out, then you can do it. And do we have any questions in the meantime? I'm just checking the chat. Hello, hello, somebody here, Kristen and Laura, thank you. So we don't have any questions, but maybe if you don't have a question, maybe you can share a mindset hack or productivity hack that you have that have worked for you, because we know as practitioners ourselves that marketing can be very busy. Every day there's so much on the table, but how do you stay productive? How do you uh, stay focused and balanced without overwhelm? I'm sure that many marketers would appreciate if you will share your thoughts in the comments. Okay, but moving on.
Mm-hmm.
Once your mindset, let's say, is in the right place, if
Mm-hmm.
there's a right place for that, then um, the next essential step is, of course, strategy, because clarity without a plan leads nowhere.
Yep, to
Yep,
stress.
to stress. Straight, straightforward. And hustle without direction, that just burns people out for sure. And why we need plans, why we need strategy is because this is how you can turn your ideas into action. And this is how you go from I want to grow to here is exactly how we will do it, right? Step by step. And I know that yet so many businesses and marketers even skip this part or overcomplicate it. So, Laura, I know you have helped, bring so much structure to our work over the years, and also to the work what we do with our clients. What is this? I don't know, a big lesson you have learned when it comes to the strategy and planning and how do you see that it really makes a difference?
Hmm. I would say that there is no like one special trick or hack.
Ah.
Sorry. Because I have learned, I think, the same way that most people have learned that trying to do everything at once doesn't work, especially as you um, build your career, get more clients, or get more work. Like it never ends. You get more and more and more and more, and then you get into this cycle of saying to yourself that you don't have time for proper planning because you have so many other things that you have to take care of, and it's so easy to get stuck in that loop of trying to check off like as many things as you can, like trying to go over all of your emails, trying to do like social media comments, like all of those quick, still important things, but maybe not like the most important aspects of your company's future.
Mm-hmm.
So what I have learned is that first of all, to remain like a sane person and to do good work, that it's better to plan your day in like steps, and to allocate this strategy or like planning time, especially in the beginning of any new project or any new thing. So taking, I don't know, 2 hours just to like take a beautiful spreadsheet, write down like all the activities that need to be taken care of, mark down when these things need to happen, if there are like costs that are connected to that. I don't know, maybe you
Mm-hmm.
have to buy ads, or maybe you have to hire a videographer. Like there are usually different costs. Like write them all down, plan this beautiful marketing project or any project that you have. And once you have that ready to go, then it's like so much easier to
Mm-hmm.
execute, first of all. And second of all, you won't forget like all of those details,
Mm-hmm.
because when you're always like running like a hamster in a wheel, then it's so easy to forget something, and then you're always like in this repairman mode, like trying to fix your past self's errors, if that makes
Mm-hmm.
sense.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think that's very good, and I'd like to stop and address the comment from Laura Kassin, because it
yes.
is aligned with what you just shared. Because she asks us to share those crazy hacks or tips that we have used, and that reminded me that oftentimes you might have this beautiful plan,
Hmm.
what you just shared with us, the most perfect plan in the world. But usually what happens is the everyday life,
Hmm.
meaning that, there are emails coming in, there are phone calls, somebody wants to
Something.
discuss something, yeah, whatever it is. So how do you manage that if there's a plan and you know that it needs to happen on time, but at the same time, let's be honest, it's so much sweeter or easier for us to do those
Easier tasks,
easier
or like
small
quicker to
tasks.
complete
Yes,
tasks.
exactly.
Yeah, also a great point. Because we're all human and we
Mm-hmm.
can't be like ideal
Mm-hmm.
24/7. But what I have learned that works for me is knowing when you are like at your best energy wise.
Mm-hmm.
So like how I think it was Brian Tracy, right, who said
Mm-hmm.
eat that frog.
Yep.
Yeah, so the
Great book, by the
yeah,
way.
the point is like do the most annoying stupid thing first thing in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
because you have the most energy then. If you're a morning person, if you're not, maybe you want to do it, I don't know, in the afternoon,
Mm-hmm.
or whenever it works for you. Do that thing, take that 2 hours and do that, and then you can reward yourself with all those emails and quick wins.
Yeah, that's a great hack, and that also helps me. I am doing the most, I don't know, inconvenient
Hmm.
tasks in the morning, so that I wouldn't need to deal with them later on. And it actually gives you a very good feeling later on that, oh my god, thank God I did that.
Yeah, because you don't have energy at the end of the workday.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's true.
plan better, and always leave room for like those
Mm-hmm.
unexpected things. Like if you plan your calendar, like you can't plan it like minute by minute, like doing all of those strategic things. You need a break, and
Mm-hmm.
also you need to be able to handle like anything quick that may come without you
Mm-hmm.
knowing.
And Laura Kassin also have commented that when she feels like going crazy, welcome. Thank you for sharing, Laura. You are
Hmm.
not alone. You also clean up your calendar and to-do list and rearrange priorities and clean your table. I think that's a great hack.
Yeah,
And also what we
Eisenhower.
share, yeah, great that minds think alike. Go ahead, share.
Yeah, Eisenhower matrix, a
Hmm.
very simple way of
Hmm.
cleaning your table and understanding if you really have to do everything, or maybe you don't have to do everything right now. So that means you take a piece of paper and you draw like one line across and the other one like vertically,
Hmm.
and you create like those four boxes, and you rate all of your tasks based on urgency and importance. So on the top square will be like most urgent, most important. Then you will have uh, most urgent but not as important. Then you will have
Hmm.
like most important, not as urgent, and so on. So you will know like where to start, and you don't have this feeling like, oh my god, I have to do everything. And another thing that I sometimes like to remind myself when I feel overwhelmed or stressed with work is that I'm not a surgeon. Nobody's life depends on
Hmm.
me. And if I feel like going crazy right now, maybe it's better to just take like 5 minutes or 10 minutes and go outside for a walk and come back, and then you can resume your life.
Hmm. I think that's very good. And that reminds me, another example we have used is that think of when you are on a plane, the air masks that
Hmm.
are coming down if needed in a certain situation. They always teach us to first put this air mask to yourself. Otherwise, you cannot help others around you. And same goes with your marketing. If you're not energize yourself, and if you don't prioritize things, and if you're not being intentional yourself, how can you help others? It's
Hmm.
just a mess from day to day, and that really leads to a lot of stress. So we really mm, want to emphasize the importance of just taking time, planning, and in the book we also go through the business house concept, which means, step by step how to build strategy. If you don't know, if you are just starting out, then this is for you for sure. And there's also a client journey flywheel we go through, which is how marketing builds relationships and how sales then converts these relationships, and how we should work with the feedback we get from clients, and how we should then refine and do some improvements, and then start again with a
Hmm.
marketing and sales cycle. So it is always a flywheel when it comes to building a strategy. It's never a sales funnel we work with, because we are building long term relationships with our sales and marketing, and they need to be aligned with a business goal. So, if you're listening us right now or listening to this recording, please share what you have learned about maybe using a strategy, or creating a plan for a business, or for your marketing. Or if you have any question or a struggle about the strategy building, please let us know. We are very happy to walk you through.
Yes,
Okay, but moving on
marketing.
to the marketing, which is pretty much the execution part
Hmm.
already. And maybe you want to share something that, I don't know, you used to believe maybe about marketing that I don't know, turned out to be wrong, or what you don't think about marketing today any longer.
I mean, I think most people just think, first of all, like marketing is ads
Yep.
or marketing is social media nowadays.
Hmm.
Uh, but of course, I studied it in university. I
Hmm.
knew it's more.
Hmm.
But still, something that I used to believe was that, you really have to be everywhere,
Hmm.
all the channels. You have to do everything a lot. And if you are not, and if you don't personally see like all of those posts or all of those ads, then they are not working because I personally want to see them. But of course, it's not true. It's not realistic. You can't hop on every trend. You can't
Mm-hmm.
work yourself crazy trying to be everywhere, because, as you very well know, marketing is a consistency game most
Mm-hmm.
of all. Because if you like change everything like every single week or every single month, then not only will you go crazy, but I think it's also very confusing for the customers.
Mm-hmm.
Or what do you think?
Well, I do agree, and I love how you put it. Consistency game, you said,
Yeah.
right? Because for me, I think we talk a lot about the work smarter, not harder, which
Yes.
is here behind my,
Very beautiful.
yeah, behind me
Behind
right
your
now,
head.
behind my head. So, first of all, when we talk about how to work smarter, not harder, the first thing is always intentional consistency,
Hmm.
because it's not about just showing up randomly, but creating this a rhythm, even, that your audience can rely on, right? And that's how you build this know, like, and trust in a marketplace. And this is you cannot build it through being a loudest person in the room, the just being everywhere, but it's through consistent presence. And when we say consistency, we don't think you should be there every day. Consistency means if you're there weekly or monthly or bi-weekly, but then do that consistently. Not so that first month I will be there every week, and the second month I don't have time, I'm too busy for that, etc. That's not consistency
Yeah.
anymore.
Don't ghost your followers.
Oh, that's very well said. I love that. Then, talking about working smarter, not harder, right?
Hmm.
So, first of all, intentional consistency. Then, we love building systems because we have Laura here, and and she's great at building systems. But we really do believe in building systems and workflows, especially for the tasks we repeat every week or month. And circling now back to my first point, when we talk about intentional consistency, then every consistent communication we build in our marketing means there are some tasks that we repeat every week or every month. So it is very closely tied into building smart systems and workflows, because when your brain isn't constantly, again thinking about the tasks you should do, you have more space for creativity, strategy, and connection.
Hmm.
Want to add something?
Yeah, in terms of like this building systems and workflows, I mean, I think for many people, it sounds like maybe I don't need that. It's all in my head.
Or maybe too difficult?
Yet or too difficult.
Hmm.
But I think that doing something that you are not very good at is easier than ever right now, thanks to AI. So you
Hmm.
can always, ask like, help me create the workflow. My goal is this and help me like create those steps that would help me get to my goal.
Hmm.
And one more thing I want to add in terms of what type of um, content to put out there or things like that. What I have seen a lot is that people think that once they post something,
Hmm.
that everyone sees it and that they can never ever repeat it because then
We
they will
did.
think like, oh my god, I'm
Yeah.
lazy, like why did I post that same thing again? But I'm sure that you and also our dear listeners here uh, don't know by heart all the posts that all the brands that they follow are putting out.
Hmm.
So repurpose, be smart, and don't yeah, overwhelm yourself or your followers.
Yeah, love that. In the meantime, I want to read a comment by Tanya. I really like a practice that helps me stay grounded and avoid feeling overwhelmed. You take a page and, throughout the day, write down everything you do, along with the exact time. At the end of the day, you can see clearly where your time actually went, and Then, if needed, you can adjust it, change if you need it,
Yeah,
so
that's
on.
very good.
That's so good.
Yeah.
We haven't even talked about,
Oops.
actually seeing where your time is going.
Yeah, yeah.
So go ahead, comment on that. We use
Toggle.
Toggle.
Many different apps nowadays that you
Mhm.
can use, but goes. So how that system works is that when you start working on something, let's say content plan for next month, then you press play, and when you stop working on that, then you hit the stop button, and then at the end of the day or end of the week or end of the month, you can check where your time went. And I think also like using this play and stop is very helpful as a way to self discipline yourself, because when you are
Mhm.
already, you hit play and you're supposed to be working on this thing, then you shouldn't be multitasking.
That's good because that's not honest when you're doing this other things at the same time.
Exactly. Yeah.
I love that. Crystal is commenting that tricky part is to evaluate which task is important and time sensitive
Hmm.
and which is not. In one point, they all seem important and needed to be done yesterday. I agree with that. And we all have these days. What helps, at least for me, is that usually I set a different time for the tasks that are overdue, and I just commit of doing these firsthand, and oftentimes what I do with these tasks is that I procrastinate with purpose, meaning usually if the things are not done yet by today, then probably maybe you're not so hurry with them after all.
Yeah.
So that is something that might help you, but of course, you should always align every decision with business goals again. So if there's a, I don't know, deadline tomorrow, or sales team needs something because there's an exhibition tomorrow going on or something, of course this is your first hand priority today. And maybe you shouldn't answer your emails as soon as you receive them. I think it's pretty normal if you answer your emails, let's say during 24 hours or even
Yeah.
48 hours,
Hmm.
depending on the industry, of course. If you're on a client service, then it's another thing. But oftentimes in B2B industry, where we are mostly, it's never something that people don't expect you to answer within 5 minutes to them.
Yeah, and if you don't know how urgent something is, then I think there's no shame in asking the person, like,
Yep.
when's the like deadline? When do you need it by latest? Because most often they don't say like I need it now. They usually say, oh, it's fine if you send it to me by the end of the week, and then you will know like how to prioritize. So open communication.
Yeah, that's very good. That's very good because oftentimes we assume things. We
Hmm.
assume that everything needs to be done right now, but oftentimes it's not like that. But
So
yeah, moving on to the communication then,
yep,
right? Okay, okay. Mm,
because we all need to communicate a lot in
mm-hmm,
our life.
mm-hmm. This is the fourth step, by the way. I have
Yes.
forgotten to mention the steps.
Yeah.
So
So we had mindset, strategy, marketing, and now communication.
now we should all communicate
Why?
about
Why do we have communication there, Mari-Liis?
because communication is not just messaging, right? Communication is, something with what we build meaningful relationships in marketing and in sales. So I'm a huge believer myself in understanding how people think and what they value, and that's why in this fourth chapter we usually go through different personality theories from psychology, just so that marketers also would understand why different personality types, for example, act the way they do.
Hmm.
So we also talk about the generational differences. We talk about the life curve theory,
Hmm.
which means that people are during our life we are in different
Phases.
phases.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And they all affect how we not just communicate to others, but they also affect how we perceive information. And by how, I mean also what channels do these people prefer
Mm-hmm.
and how you should convey your messages to them. And this is a big part, and maybe even I would say most important part when it comes to the marketing messages at all. So that's why you should know who are you targeting, what are the channels they follow, what is the type of messages they prefer, type of keywords to use with them, and also keywords not to use with them.
Mm-hmm.
So communication is gold for me.
Yeah. Communication is everything.
It is.
Yeah. Because you may have like this amazing plan or amazing idea, but if you're not able to communicate that to
Hmm.
others and they don't understand it, then there's no point really.
Yeah. And I can't not mention the intentional networking.
Mm-hmm.
We both have learned about that over the years a lot. And a huge shout out here to our mentors like Frank Kagan and Terry Bean, with whom we had the recent LinkedIn Live here,
Mm-hmm.
and also Nathan Montaneke
From
from
Spain.
Spain.
Yay.
Because they have all helped us, network to build our networking skills, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
And we also talk about them, these skills, and you in the book.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Nathan actually taught you the networking, and I think he was the one who actually went in a networking event together with you. So you practiced with him first
Yeah,
in
he really
Spain.
pushed me. It was a stressful time, but it was very rewarding and helpful because I'm an introvert,
Hmm.
and it's not very easy for me to always uh, chat with strangers. But Nathan, yeah, really helped me out with like a framework that I can use and prepare because as we talk in the book as well, or you
Hmm.
share that there are different personality types, and I'm definitely the very analytical type who needs to be well prepared. I need to know what's going to happen because otherwise I'm not going. So yeah, with networking, you can't always know like who's there
Hmm.
and what they will share or talk about, but if you know like some basic questions or some basic tactics, then I think it's really helpful, especially for introverts who
Hmm.
are maybe a bit shy to go there. But it's not about like what I used to believe is like networking is about like speaking to everybody, but
Hmm.
it's not.
Hmm.
You can maybe meet one or two great people and have a good connection, and you already were
Hmm.
successful at networking.
And I think that people like yourself, introverts, they often think that they are not, networkers, or it's not for them. But I can confirm that introverts might be even better networkers compared to extroverts. Because what happens to the extrovert people is that they just go there and they talk. They talk too much usually
Mm-hmm.
and about themselves, etc. But we all know that in networking, the golden rule is that we have two ears and one mouth with a reason.
Mm-hmm.
So we should
Listen more.
listen more and talk less, and learn about the other person and get to know them, because we all love to talk about ourselves. And
Mm-hmm.
if in a networking situation we listen and the other person gets to speak, then surprise, they think it was a great conversation
Mm-hmm.
because
Spoke the
they
entire
spoke.
time.
Exactly. So, this is one very strong hack you can use, of course. And we will share the gains and other networking tips that we have learned and practiced over the years also in the book, because trust me, communication is something that really helps you, and not only in the networking situations, but also in these meetings when you're having, with your teams, or with the, I don't know, CEOs and the partners and so on.
Yeah. We have a question here
Okay.
from Ikram.
Hmm.
So, Mari-Liis, it doesn't actually say Mari-Liis, but I'm asking you, would you kindly explain the effectiveness of communication in marketing?
Hmm.
briefly because we don't have a lot of time,
Less is
unfortunately.
more.
Yes.
That's what makes this effective. And that's it.
Yeah. And also know the type of person who
Hmm.
is like standing in front of you and
Hmm.
how to present what type of information to them.
Yeah. What are the keywords to use and what are
Yeah.
the keywords you shouldn't use with them? And don't overwhelm them with a load of information.
Hmm.
One good sentence can create miracles.
Yeah. You just have to generate that interest for them to say, tell me more.
Yeah, that's the most important thing. But thank you. Great question, by the way. But moving on, the final step is leadership, meaning that we talk about multiplying your strengths and time. So, Laura, what does this look like for you right now? Are you multiplying your strengths and time?
All the time. All I do is multiply. I mean, it sounds very fancy, but I think what it means to me is being um, very intentional and focused with my time and how I plan my days. So another great tip I learned from you a while back is planning your days as if you went to school. So at school you had like math lesson, then you had like PE, and then you had like another lesson, and you had like this full schedule. And that's how I also to this day plan my calendar. So uh, for example, I have designated days for like so different clients or like different types of tasks that I need to do, and then I just if I get like a task that is connected to that specific thing, then I already plan it to that day, and I don't like jump right in and try to solve it straight away. Instead, I work on it when it's that time, and then I will have like all of those different tasks patched together, and it's much easier and quicker to work through them because I'm already like in this mode. Like
Hmm.
I'm thinking about this project right now, then I will complete all of these 5 tasks very efficiently, and then I'm ready to go. And also,
Hmm.
another tip is to help your future self out, meaning like when I stop working on this project or this client or this task, to schedule like the next time that I'm working on it.
Hmm.
And also add comments for yourself because you will think that you will remember what you were planning to do, but you won't. So add more information to yourself than you think that is necessary, and then when that time comes in a week or two, then you will just open it up and then you will read, okay, I have to do this and this and this, and I will find that information here and there, and you will get like straight into work mode.
And where should we put that information? I'm I'm heading to that we should always use some project management tools or something that really helps you to, have organize your information about the
Yeah.
project and share information with others. So maybe you want to comment on that. I was hoping you were bringing that out with your next tip, but
Yeah, that's also a good point. Yeah, I mean, there are so many different project management tools that can
Mhm.
be used: Trello, Asana, Monday,
Notion.
Notion,
Mhm.
endless opportunities. So figure out what works for you and just stick with it. Or you can also just create a simple spreadsheet and do it there manually, but just make sure that you have this one designated place and keep all the information there, because otherwise you will go crazy trying to find that little piece of information that you think you remember you saw somewhere, but now you're trying to look for it, and then you're going through your emails, your messages, through your social media messages, and
Mhm.
you're like, oh my god, where did we talk about it? And it's impossible to find it. So
Yeah. I love that because I think that this great leadership isn't about having all the answers because no one has all the answers.
mhm.
Great leadership is all about creating space for focus, clarity, and for a team so that they would know where the answers are, or at least where to seek for these answers, right? And I have learned also over the years the delegation because that can be hard. And I know it was hard for you as well, maybe still is, because oftentimes we think that it's easier to do it
By myself.
yeah, by myself because I know how to do
I know
this.
it the best.
Yeah, I know, and I'm so good at it and so on. But in a long term, It really helps you when you learn to delegate and show others how to do things. And it's not just dumping tasks. It's about giving those clear instructions.
Hmm.
And the best tip you can use here is by asking, "How did you understand this?" And then the other person can, you know, uh,
Reflect.
reflect it to
Hmm.
you, and then you can understand if,
They understood it the same way.
yeah. So, is there anything else we want to add under the leadership? Because our time is just coming to that end. I just want to check on comments. Do we have
Yeah, we
question
do
to
have.
Laura?
Yes.
I love to plan in a similar way too. But what do you do when the plan doesn't match with your energy levels or moods or the shifted priorities of the day? That's good.
That's a great question because it has happened and it will happen again in the future, I'm sure. I mean, be honest with yourself. Just try to work like some things around. For example, maybe you feel like doing tomorrow's tasks is a bit easier today and just like shift it a bit
Hmm.
because I mean it's okay to have like this off day sometimes, and then I also like give myself a break and look for some easier tasks and start fresh tomorrow again with the harder tasks. So
Yeah.
yeah, just switch around sometimes, but usually try to stick to the plan.
But that's a great question, and that really, kind of wraps up, how we all feel
Hmm.
sometimes, and that's so normal because we're just the humans. Let's be
Yeah,
honest.
we're not perfect.
No one is perfect, and we are also not perfect with Laura. But marketing isn't about doing more. It's about doing what matters with clarity, consistency, and intention. And when you are intentional with yourself as well, you know that okay, this is where my energy level is not so good, maybe, and this is where it's better. Then you can already plan out the whole day or week for yourself. So just be honest. I think that's a great tip by the end of this conversation here.
Yes.
But yeah, I think that really already reflects the book itself and
Hmm.
all 5 steps here. So it is like a blueprint for building marketing that actually drives business growth without burning yourself out, because we talk about how to become the greatest marketer of the world. We don't talk about the greatest marketing in the world.
Hmm.
And that's again intentional.
It all starts with yourself.
Exactly. So we are launching the book in this September during Malaga Marketing Week. And I would really like to personally invite everybody to join the launch team. It's for free, and you can explore what is inside the Powerful Marketers Hub also, which is our free global community where we put these ideas into practice all together. There are real human beings in the hub, not just robots or AI. And you- just keep in mind that you don't need to figure it all out alone. Let's grow together because we believe that no one wins alone. Maybe you can show it from there.
No one wins alone.
So, any last words from you, Laura, to wrap it out?
What to say? I think it was a great conversation. And I think that there's so much more to share. And I think that the best place for that is the Buff Marketers Hub.
Mhm.
And I would love to hear more about everyone else's tips or tricks or lessons that they've learned along the way, because I truly believe that, yes, you have to learn from your own mistakes, but you can also learn from other people's mistakes and get to your goal faster that way.
Mhm.
So, yeah, please join us. And if you like this conversation, then tag a fellow marketer who would also appreciate this conversation. And let's just keep supporting each other.
Let's do that, and we'll see you in the hub. And remember that being the greatest marketer is not a title, it's a way of thinking, acting, and leading. Take care.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.